right there. That is right. It is the Canon EOS R5. After months and months of speculations, rumors, what camera is coming out next, now there's all these concerns about it and all this stuff. All those things aside, I have the camera in my hands. The day is finally here, and I cannot wait to show you guys a little unboxing today, as well as my first impressions of this camera. And then I'm gonna definitely talk to you guys about my plans with this camera if it actually does have all these concerns that everyone is worried about now, which I think is justified with the price tag. But I am still very, very excited about this camera, and I want to test it out for myself. So without any further ado, we got the overhead camera set up. I got this angle. Let's just jump into it. I wanna show you guys what's actually in this box. Okay, so we got the two angles set up. We got this angle, the overhead. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous. Why am I nervous to unbox the camera right now? I don't even know, but you know what, let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into it. All right, so the box on the outside, I would say looks pretty much the same as the EOS R box. It just has the R5 on it, which I guess makes sense because it's the R series. So let's jump into what's actually inside of this thing. Ooh, I'm nervous. Are you guys nervous? You're probably not nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous. Okay. Ooh, all right. Sick. Okay, so first thing, we have the warranty. We can just get that out of the way. We don't need that, although maybe we do need that, but you know what I mean. We're gonna hold on to it for now. Next thing up, we have a manual. This thing is giant. I feel like this is bigger than the other ones. This is huge. Okay, manual. I usually don't ever need manuals, but there's a chance maybe I would for this one, just because this camera is so complex. I don't know. That out of the way. Next thing up, we have some cables. So this looks like the USB-C cable, along with this little protector. I'll show you guys just real quick. It comes with this thing that is basically like a piece that helps secure your cords when it's plugged in. Like if you have your cords tethered, if you're like shooting into like Capture One or something like that for photos, or I guess, you know, if you have an HDMI or something like that plugged in. So just a little cable there, along with that little protector, and then just the screw that screws into your camera for that. Okay, next thing up, let's just look at the charger. So this is just our normal charger. Doesn't look like anything new with this because the batteries are the same size. So yeah, just another charger, which is nice. Can always have another charger, you know, why not? Next thing up, this looks like it is the new battery. So open this guy up, and this is the new battery right here. It has that little, I don't even know what you call it, little holographic Canon symbol on it, if you guys can see that up there. So it's still the LPE6, but I believe it just has a little bit higher of a capacity, or the camera's more efficient or something. Nice that it's still the same size, so I can still use my other LPE6s that I already have, so it's always a win. Now let's get to the good part here, all right? Take this out of the way. Whew. Whew. My heart is starting to beat a little bit faster. We got the camera strap. Ooh, that's clean. The EOS R5 on there. Yeah, that looks pretty sick there. Not mad about that, although I never really use a camera strap, but it looks sick. Wow. Okay, the only thing left in here is the R5. Let me move this box out of the way. Oh my goodness, and of course there's like a truck outside beeping right now as I'm doing this, but you know what? I don't even care. We gotta do this right now. First thing I'll say, this thing feels heavy. Definitely feels heavier than my R. I'm definitely used to holding my R, so I'll definitely be able to compare it to that, but man, let's do it. Let's go ahead and open this guy up. You guys ready? This doesn't even seem real right now. All right. Wow. Oh man. Wow. Okay. This thing looks unbelievable. Wow. It looks, I want to make sure you guys can see on the top down here how good it looks. But yeah, I love that it has that cover that covers up the sensor. I know a lot of other cameras don't have things like that. I absolutely love that on the R. Really nice feature there. Wow, man, look at that R5 logo. This is crazy to me. I mean, this is a camera, I don't think I've ever been this excited for a camera in my life. Although I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little concerned about some things about it, but I'm trying not to think about that right this second. But okay, let's just look a little bit overall the camera, okay? First thing right off the bat, this definitely does feel pretty similar to the R. It is a lot thicker, not a lot thicker, but decently thicker. It definitely does feel a little bit heavier too. And I feel like I can feel, I don't know if I'm just crazy, but I feel like I can almost feel that IBIS inside a little bit. Maybe not. Yeah, one thing I feel like the EOS R kind of started for the Canon cameras is aesthetically, they are the best looking cameras. Like this camera looks, I mean, this thing is beautiful looking. It feels amazing in the hand. The grip isn't quite as deep as it is on the R. So that's one thing to note just because this is a little bit thicker, but it seems like, you know, the grip is still the same depth, but this is just thicker, so your hands don't go as far down, but still feels amazing in the hand. On the back, we got the scroll wheel back, as well as the joystick up here. They got rid of that touch bar that not many people liked, so that is awesome. Wow, this thing, the LCD screen up top looks awesome. We got our battery port down here. Let's take a look inside the card ports. So we got the two different ports here. So we got for the SD card and then also the CF Express Type B, which I actually got a couple of those as well. So that will be nice. Love having two card slots. I'll probably just use the CF Expresses, to be honest though, most of the time. Man, I can't get over this. So the on and off button, it looks a little bit smaller to me, and then also it has this little notch on it, so it's a little bit easier to turn on and off. That was never a problem to me, but hey, I'm not complaining. Let's go ahead and flip open the screen. Whew. It does look a little bit bigger. I think it is bigger than the one on the R, so that is nice as well. On the side over here, we have our ports. So this is nice that the mic is up here. So I believe now from other videos that I've seen, and we'll definitely do some testing, is when you have a mic plugged in right there, you can have this articulate and it's not going to get in the way anymore, which is definitely something I ran into sometimes on the R. So that is really nice that the mic is up out of the way. So that is awesome. All of our other stuff in here. So we got the HDMI out, the USB-C, the flash down there. Man, everything else is feeling pretty much the same as the R, which I absolutely loved how the R looked, how it felt in the hands, so no complaints with that. It just feels like a very upgraded EOS R, like as you know, as I'm saying, it feels in the hands, and you definitely do feel that. I feel like I can hear the IBIS. I mean, I guess you shouldn't shake your camera, but I'm just lightly. Anyways, we are definitely going to be doing some experimenting with this, but man, you know what, we're here. Let me put in the battery real quick and we'll take the first look at this little 8K sensor inside of this. Whew. So I don't really like to do this, but I put a battery inside of it so I could show you guys what that 8K sensor looks like inside, because untouched, brand new, it should look absolutely amazing. So let's see what this looks like. All right, I'm trying to get a good angle for you guys up top. Wow. Take a look at that. Whew. Man, that is a camera right there. This thing is, wow. I mean, I am beyond excited for this. This looks amazing. All right guys, so if you can't tell, I'm definitely really excited for this camera. I thought about trying to get it all set up and recording some clips for this video, but honestly, I kind of just want to get this unboxing video out and make sure I get kind of all my settings and things like that dialed in on this first before I start recording with it. So what I want you guys to do is let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be filming with this tomorrow, this weekend. I want to try out some different stuff for photos and video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see. If you guys wanted to see me test anything or anything like that, because I have some things in mind what I want to try out, but I want to know what you guys want to see me do with this. But yeah, first impressions, this thing looks amazing. It really does feel pretty similar to the EOS R, just a little bit thicker maybe a little bit heavier, a little bit bulkier, but this thing looks great. That's one thing that I absolutely love about the R line from Canon. They just aesthetically look amazing, especially when you put an RF lens on this thing. Hands down, the best looking cameras around. But I do want to just kind of address all the concerns. There's actually two concerns that I have about the EOS R5 that I'm definitely going to be trying out. One is the IBIS wobble. If you guys have watched like Peter McKinnon's videos or anything like that, whenever you're shooting with that wide angle lens on a camera with IBIS that has a strong IBIS, you're going to see some like warping and wobbling and everything like that, which definitely is something I'm a little bit nervous about with this camera, because obviously I'm going to be vlogging with this camera, and I bought the 15-35 specifically to be able to vlog with really wide angles. And you might be wondering, well, that doesn't happen with the Sony cameras and everything like that. That's because the Sony IBIS isn't quite as strong, which maybe they actually are doing that on purpose so you don't get some of that wobble. But the stronger IBIS, on the other hand, should help out a lot for photos and shooting like handheld video, you know, if you're doing some B-roll or things like that. So definitely gonna try out and see kind of how bad that wobble is, and if you can actually turn off the IBIS, which would be nice. We've all heard that there are some firmware updates coming for this camera, so we'll see about that. And then the second concern is obviously the overheating. Now, I myself, I don't plan on shooting any 8K really. Maybe I'll try it out a little bit just for a YouTube video or things like that. But if you guys haven't checked out some of my recent videos talking about why I pre-ordered this camera and why I decided to go with the R5, it's because I want a total 4K workflow from everything from 24 frames per second all the way up to 120 frames per second, which this camera does allow, but we'll see how much the kind of overheating really affects my workflow. And then also I wanted a camera that could shoot some higher megapixel photos as well. So this is the perfect all-in-one if those things aren't a problem. But you know, I'm definitely going to test it out and see how it affects my workflow, if those concerns really do affect me. But I also want to hear what concerns you guys have and what you want to see me kind of use this thing to do and kind of test out for you guys. And then, not to like rain on the parade here, but I actually heard this morning from an article from Canon Rumors, who's a very reliable source for like obviously Canon rumors and just things about the EOS R5 and everything. He was saying that, you know, some people are getting this first wave of shipments like I did, but supposedly maybe the second wave isn't going to be till November. And that could be because there's either like a total recall on these cameras, or Canon's just trying to kind of like scramble to figure out how to solve some of these problems. So I'm not gonna lie, it's a little concerning for me to spend this much money on this camera if these issues really are that real. But from everything I know from Canon, their customer service, and what I've heard from other people, is they are super good and super reliable on being able to like help out people that get their cameras. So I guess maybe I'm just the guinea pig here, but I'll take it. I'm still excited for this camera and to try it out, and hopefully, you know, maybe they can work some magic in some firmware updates, or maybe they are just gonna make some hardware updates. I don't know, we'll see. And you know what? If this camera doesn't end up fitting my workflow, maybe I'm gonna have to figure something else out, because, you know, Sony's really stepped up their game. That's obviously an amazing camera. We'll see, man. We got a lot of stuff to test out, but we got a couple months to kind of figure out what I'm going to do. So like I said, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see me do with this thing. I'm definitely excited to kind of just start working with this thing and see what I can do with it. And be sure you guys are subscribed if you aren't yet, so you can see all that content that will be coming around this. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this little unboxing and some of my first impressions. I thought maybe it'd be a cool kind of different approach, seeing someone that's, I don't know, I feel like my channel is just like a more, not like real experience, because all these like larger creators and things like that are amazing people. I look up to them and I think they're fantastic, but maybe it would feel a little bit more personal or a little bit more just real world, because, you know, I am spending my personal money on this thing. I'm not making a ton of money back on this camera or anything like that by any means yet. So this is a real world experience for someone like me, and I hope maybe you guys can kind of relate to that. But I really hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Let me know what your thoughts are on the R5. Did you pre-order it? Did you cancel the pre-order? Maybe you pre-ordered the A7S III. I don't know. All these cameras right now are sick. We need some more testing and see, you know, what these cameras can really do. But guys, that is it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, drop it a thumbs up. That really helps the channel out. If you're new around here, consider hitting that sub button, because you do not want to miss any of the content coming up for this thing right here, because we're gonna find out if this thing is worth the money or not, to be honest. So stick around, guys. That is it for me today. Let me know what you guys think of today's video, and I will see you in the next one very, very soon. See you guys. Peace.